Right now the crypto market is closely watching SUI, which is currently trading around $1, and today the coin has pumped nearly 5%, bringing fresh attention from traders and investors who are looking for the next major altcoin that could explode during the next crypto cycle. Even though a 5% move may not look huge compared to some smaller altcoins, for a relatively large and well-known Layer 1 project like SUI, a steady increase like this often signals that buying momentum is slowly building in the market. To understand why SUI is attracting attention again, we first need to understand what makes this project different from many other blockchains. SUI is designed as a high-performance Layer 1 blockchain that focuses heavily on speed, scalability, and user experience. The network was built by engineers who previously worked at Meta on the DM blockchain project, and because of that background the development team has strong experience in building large-scale infrastructure. One of the main goals of SUI is to make blockchain technology easier and faster for everyday users. Traditional blockchains sometimes struggle with slow transactions and high fees during periods of heavy network activity. SUI attempts to solve these problems by introducing a different architecture that allows transactions to be processed in parallel rather than sequentially. This design enables the network to handle a much larger number of transactions per second compared to many older blockchains. The technology behind SUI is also built around the Move programming language, which was originally developed for secure digital asset management. Move allows developers to create smart contracts with stronger security properties, which helps reduce certain types of vulnerabilities that have caused problems in other blockchain ecosystems. Because of these technological features, SUI has been attracting developers who want to build decentralized applications, games, and financial platforms on a fast and scalable network. As more projects join the ecosystem, demand for the native SUI token could gradually increase because the token is used for transaction fees, staking, and network security. Another important factor affecting SUI's price today is the broader market sentiment across the crypto industry. When the overall market begins showing signs of recovery, investors often start exploring promising Layer 1 projects that might have strong long-term potential. SUI falls into this category because it represents a relatively new blockchain that still has room to grow compared to older networks. The recent 5% pump could also be connected to technical trading behavior. Many traders watch key psychological levels, and the $1 price level is one of the most important psychological barriers for SUI right now. When a coin begins stabilizing around a round number like $1, it often becomes an area where buyers accumulate positions while waiting for a larger breakout. Another reason analysts are watching SUI closely is the expansion of its ecosystem. Over the past year, the number of applications being developed on the SUI network has steadily increased. Gaming projects, NFT platforms, decentralized finance protocols, and various Web3 tools have started exploring the network because of its high performance. Gaming, in particular, is considered one of the most promising sectors for SUI. Blockchain games require fast and inexpensive transactions to support large numbers of players interacting with digital assets in real time. SUI's architecture is well suited for this kind of environment, which is why some developers believe the network could become a hub for next-generation Web3 gaming. Another important element influencing SUI's market perception is venture capital support. Several major investment firms have backed the project since its early development stages. When large investors support a blockchain network, it often signals confidence in the technology and its long-term potential. However, despite these positive factors, SUI also faces significant competition. The blockchain industry is filled with Layer 1 platforms trying to attract developers and users. Networks like Ethereum, Solana, and others already have strong ecosystems with large developer communities. For SUI to succeed long-term, it must continue attracting developers and building unique applications that differentiate it from other networks. Blockchain technology evolves quickly, and projects that fail to maintain momentum can lose relevance as newer innovations appear. Another factor influencing SUI's future price is token supply and market capitalization. Like many newer blockchain projects, SUI tokens are released gradually over time according to the project's tokenomics schedule. As additional tokens enter circulation, the market must absorb that supply through increased demand. If adoption grows faster than supply expansion, the price can rise. If not, the price may struggle to maintain momentum. Market psychology also plays a huge role in how altcoins like SUI perform. Crypto investors often look for projects that combine strong technology with relatively low market capitalization because those assets sometimes offer higher growth potential during bull markets. Now let's focus on the most important topic for investors and traders, SUI's potential price by 2026. Predicting cryptocurrency prices years in advance is always uncertain, but analysts usually build scenarios based on market cycles, technological adoption, and ecosystem growth. In a moderate growth scenario, where the crypto market expands steadily and SUI continues attracting developers and applications, many analysts believe the price could reach somewhere between $3 and $5 by 2026. This projection assumes that the network continues growing gradually while maintaining a competitive position among Layer 1 blockchains. In a strong bull market scenario, where the entire cryptocurrency industry experiences rapid expansion and blockchain gaming becomes extremely popular, SUI could potentially reach higher levels. Some optimistic forecasts suggest that the price could move into the $7 to $10 range during a major market rally. For this scenario to happen, several factors would need to align. The global crypto market would need to attract large amounts of new capital, SUI's ecosystem would need to grow significantly, and developers would need to build successful applications that bring millions of users to the network. There is also an extremely bullish scenario that some analysts discuss, although it depends on very optimistic assumptions about blockchain adoption. If SUI becomes one of the leading infrastructure platforms for gaming, decentralized finance, and Web3 applications, the token could potentially reach $12 to $15 or even higher during the peak of a strong crypto cycle. However, investors must also consider more conservative possibilities. If the blockchain industry grows slowly or competition intensifies, SUI might remain within a lower range for several years. In such a case, the token could fluctuate between $1 and $3 while the ecosystem continues developing gradually. Another factor that will influence SUI's price over the coming years is the overall macroeconomic environment. Global financial conditions often affect cryptocurrency markets because investors adjust their risk appetite depending on economic stability, interest rates, and inflation trends. When global liquidity increases and investors feel confident taking risks, cryptocurrencies often experience strong rallies. On the other hand, during economic uncertainty or tightening financial conditions, risk assets such as crypto may face downward pressure. Regulation will also play an important role in shaping the future of blockchain networks. Governments around the world are still developing frameworks for cryptocurrencies and decentralized platforms. Clear regulations could encourage institutional investment in blockchain technology, while strict rules could slow adoption in certain regions. Despite these uncertainties, many analysts remain optimistic about the long-term future of innovative blockchain projects. Networks that combine strong technology, active development communities, and real-world use cases have the potential to become major infrastructure layers for the digital economy. At the moment, with SUI trading around $1 and pumping about 5% today, the market appears to be entering a phase where investors are beginning to reevaluate the project's long-term potential. Whether this movement turns into a sustained rally or simply a short-term bounce will depend on how the broader crypto market behaves in the coming months. What makes SUI particularly interesting is that it is still relatively early in its life cycle compared to older blockchain networks. This means the ecosystem has significant room to grow, but it also means the project must prove itself in a highly competitive industry.